Hey, AfterBuzzers, you're tuned into the SNL AfterBuzz After Show. We're talking episode 6, season 43, Larry David, Miley Cyrus. Wow, stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
This is my favorite rapper, Baby Snap.
From executive producers Maria.
Yeah.
We'll dive
Get
in
it in
there.
It's a direct quote.
Hey guys, welcome. We're back. SNL took a little break. We're back. Oh, that's the Larry David part, if you guys remember. Forgot about that. Yeah, Larry David hosted. Who else? Miley Cyrus was the musical guest. Be sure to subscribe, like us, tweet at us, all that fun stuff. Hey, but where can we find you on Twitter?
What's up, everyone? Great segue. I'm Steph Sabraw. You can follow me on IG and Twitter at Steph Sabraw. I'm excited to talk about this interesting episode.
It was a very bizarre episode, most of which I'm not sure I really understood. My name's Elysabeth Alfano. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at DinnerPartyCHGO and all my interviews at thedinnerparty.tv.
My name's Amy Maestri. You can find me on internet at Amy Maestri.
And I'm Kelly McInerney. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HollyWeirdo. Yeah. Wow,
Yeah.
what an episode.
I don't know.
Last time Larry David hosted Crusher, right?
Yeah.
His
Oh, yeah.
monologue
Yeah.
was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This one, I was really stoked. Everybody was excited for it. Boring as shit.
And weird. Just off
Yeah.
and
It
weird.
It was weird.
Like they were looking for the jokes the whole time and they couldn't find them. They're like, let's put them together and they'll be funny.
Yeah, I felt like his monologue was
Well,
kind of. Oh, are you going to get into that?
yeah, we'll do like cold open and then.
Oh, yeah,
well,
yeah,
you
yeah.
could say it.
No,
but, like,
I have a lot to say about it, so we'll keep it.
Miley Cyrus is my favorite thing, which is like, wow, weird.
That's saying a lot.
Go Miley.
I usually hate the musical guests.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, no, you're pretty harsh on the musical guest.
Yeah. Elizabeth, you only see me one episode, you know.
Yes, okay, fair enough.
Already know.
Yeah, it's pretty serious.
Oh, man. The cold open, though. Let's get into that. Do we have to, you know?
It's our job,
I
Kelly.
know. It was not
It
good.
feels like a job, actually, because it was painful to watch, and then now we have to regurgitate.
Yeah. Well, this one stunk because you had to really pay attention to the news this week to know what was going on, because all I heard was Paul, and I was like, that's not Paul Ryan, or that's not Paul, what Paul is this?
Yeah.
So I had to Google Paul house arrest, Paul Manafort, FBI is looking for, like,
Yes.
No,
getting
it's
him.
big
Yeah.
news, and I
It is.
usually pay attention to it. But
I mean,
I
as you
think
should.
what you're feeling, I think what a lot of people are feeling is that we're kind of, it was funny and it was important to expose it in a comedic way, and now it's kind of like, wow, this is actually happening, and it's really hard for me to laugh at it. On top of, I think the writing switch is not as strong with the cold opens like we've been seeing. They're
Yeah.
just not as good. But I will say, absolute highlight, I will never get over Kate McKinnon as Jeff Sessions.
I was just going to say
male.
the same thing, and I think I was confusing things because we were talking about Larry David there for a second. So I thought Larry David was very hard, that monologue. The cold open, I thought it was okay when I saw it, but then the rest of the show was so disappointing that I actually came back to the cold open and I was like, oh my God, half possum. Kate McKinnon.
Yes,
this is the best
I
thing
wrote
ever.
down that
Yes.
line. That was hilarious.
Yeah, and then I got in this bathing costume from my favorite place, the 1800s.
I
well played.
personally love the Harvey Weinstein joke.
Yeah,
Yes.
That was
I saw
real good.
him getting roasted, Alec Baldwin, on Twitter because, I mean, by the conservative Twitter, they were saying that it's ironic that he's doing that now because he just had, I'm like, at least he apologizes for things. Doesn't make it right, of course. You know, I'm all about my female power, but you can't compare the two.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I also, too, like, everything right away seemed off. Like, their timing was
Yeah.
really strange. I wasn't sure if there were issues with cue cards at the top or something. But then also, the audience wasn't great either. So
I
they didn't
agree.
help. And especially, like, because they were dead in the beginning. And then when
Yeah.
they finally did make noise, it was when they booed at the Harvey Weinstein thing. And I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
Right,
You
yeah.
finally make a noise
Yeah.
and it's a boo?
Yeah.
You're at a
And why
comedy
would you
show.
boo that? Like,
Yeah.
What
He's
is
the
that's
head
true.
guy.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Ugh. And the monologue, wow, like, I felt like Larry didn't write this. That's how I felt.
I think it was his new jokes. I feel like it felt like he was testing out.
He doesn't do stand-up, though.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But it just felt like you were at a small venue comedy show and the comedians testing out their jokes.
It did have that feel to it, yeah.
When he was like, I'm doing pretty good. And I was like, you sound like a new comedian that's really testing out his
so
jokes.
interesting. I have a really different take on that. To me, he sounded, and I hate to say this because people walk up to me and they're like, wow, you must be aging because your hair is silver. He sounded old. He sounded to me just not, and I love Quasimodo and the Hugo reference, French Balzac reference. Hugo,
Well, that's the whole point of the joke is that he's old. That's why he's comparing himself to Quasimodo. Like that was the whole bit. Like I feel like somebody was like, "Oh, Larry David, the only thing I know, he's an old Jewish man. I'll make a monologue out of that."
But it felt
that was
old. It felt tired. It felt like, okay, that would have been funny in the 90s, but like you've been playing that for a long time and that's all you've still got. That felt old.
I think that's what a lot of people didn't like about. They didn't like the concentration camp jokes and they didn't like the misogynistic type jokes, and I think there is a point of you saying it's old because I think newer age comedians are finding a way to be PC and still funny, but I think the older comedians, it's kind of hard for them.
Yeah, well, even, I kept thinking with the concentration camp jokes, because, I mean, those are tough. Those are tough to pull
I was
off,
surprised that
but
he was going to try that.
I think someone who did so well, Louis C.K., always crushes those kinds of monologues or jokes where it's really heavy and really dark, but he'll call attention to it, too. I remember when he hosted SNL not this past time, but the one before it, can't remember what the joke. It was something about like molestation or something.
I think it was like something like pedophile thing.
Yeah, he was like, guys, we're almost through. We're almost through.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So like, I think you need to call
that's
attention
a really good
to
point.
how awful what you're saying is if you're gonna do that. But I liked the Quasimodo stuff just because I like that he's comparing himself to Quasimodo.
I love self-deprecation.
Yeah, I didn't mind the concentration camp because it was a good. I don't know. I've never thought of that before, and it's a funny idea. I do think dark stuff though, so.
I don't think, and I'm not the person to say I'm offended by it because it doesn't really affect me. But I just think that it's such an easy thing to joke about obsession with women.
Yeah,
I'm just over it.
And it's not a Larry David thing. Like you want to see him in the monologue. That's the whole point of the monologue is showing, like, introducing him. And I felt like this wasn't him. This was a character, just an old Jewish guy. Yeah, and it wasn't Larry, because Larry David's way more darker and miserable.
He needs to do. I love him when he's doing storytelling in a monologue, which is because that's like you said, he doesn't really do stand up. And I actually at that show, I just went to see Melissa Villaseñor was in a show at the Improv, I think last week.
Oh, cool.
And Daryl Hammond was there too.
Okay.
And he just sat there and told stories for 20 minutes. And that's where I feel like guys like him thrive. And Larry David's the same way. I would have liked to just see him, be Larry David and just
talk and
yeah. So it wasn't off to a great start, Then Price is Right sketch. I love these sketches. I love the impression sketches. This one, didn't hit it as hard. They had Beck Bennett was Drew Carey. Chris Red was Lil Wayne.
Love that.
Yeah, he was great. Alex was Chris Hemsworth, and of course Miley came out, and then Liam came out.
Cute.
Stupid. Oh, you have a brother joke? Whatever.
Cute.
Stupid. I just like Liam.
Yeah, I like Liam too. And then Melissa as Ariana Grande, Tony Bennett. Yeah. Sofia Vergara, Cecily Strong. What do you guys think?
I thought Larry Sanders shined because he was the best as Bernie Sanders.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was, it's awesome to see, especially the new comedians like Chris Red, showcase kind of what different personalities and people they can do. And that was cool because I thought Villaseñor did she's great at Ariana Grande. I'm such a mouse.
So good. Yeah.
But it was a lot. There was too much, and then there wasn't really a storyline. It was kind of like I just watched 10 people do characters really quickly.
There were no jokes.
And it wasn't really tied together. These 10 characters, I didn't feel like they interrelated, so there was no story around them. It was just like bump, 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 bump.
Which, is fine usually for their game shows.
Yeah.
But this game show, like, first of all, is there ever a Celebrity Price is Right? I don't think that's a thing.
Yeah, I think they're kind of stretching with that.
So.
Yeah.
I don't think
Like, I think that they need to just kind of stay in the box when it comes to, like, the vehicles for doing impressions.
Yeah.
I love when they do, like, the movie auditions that have never been seen to
That's
do
great.
impressions. Because,
Oh,
again,
yeah.
you don't need a storyline there.
Right.
It's literally just impressions.
Yeah.
Hate Kenan so much, but Family Feud, another good vehicle
Yeah.
for it, because, again, you don't need a storyline, and there's going to be a lot of people
Yeah.
there that you don't need to figure out ways to use them. So I
And
think
it's-
those are always better.
Yeah, and Family Feud is quick jokes where it's like it could be a dumb question and they're gonna have a dumb answer. Where Price is Right, what are they? Currency? That's the joke. Oh, we all have different currency. Oh, okay, cool.
I think they did it solely for Bernie Sanders because it was
Maybe, that's
funny
what I
just to
was
hear
thinking.
him talk, because that was a
Yes.
big part of the game. If
Right.
there was any game in this, it was that.
It
It
was
was
Bernie
Bernie
Sanders.
talking
People
about.
did
yeah.
like, I saw on the SNL hashtag, they did like the burn to Bernie about how he basically ruined.
Consumerism.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And,
lose
well,
the Bernie way.
yeah,
Bring
yeah.
everyone down
Yeah,
with me.
exactly. That was
I
funny.
tried.
I did laugh at that.
I did, like I thought Chris Redd was great as Lil Wayne and Melissa was like they were all great impressions, but
Yeah.
do better, SNL.
It's kind of like how I overall felt about a lot of the skits that have been happening, where it's like this is a really powerful cast and people have a ton of different things that they can bring, but for some reason it's just not going together as powerful as it should be.
Yeah.
And it makes me mad for them, because I feel like if you don't really see what they do outside, you might not think Melissa Villaseñor is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. And Chris Redd, well,
Yeah.
he's great in Pop Star, but
Yes, he was
nobody
great.
saw that except maybe
I saw that. It was
the four of
wonderful.
us.
Yeah, it was so funny.
I still guarantee every single episode this year you're gonna find a way to bring up Pop Star.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Do it in
so
a different
good.
way every time.
Hey, listen, I will wear my Style Boys sweatshirt.
Please,
Okay.
please.
do.
Oh God, it's great. Hunter the Hungry. Anyways, I'm just making myself laugh in my head. Anyways,
You know what? Wait. So, a quick point. I wonder if the cast isn't just too big, because you have to write for so many people, and you only have an hour and a half, commercials, etc.
they've had big casts forever though.
But they just
Yeah,
don't
the past,
seem
like,
to
maybe
be
10 years,
At
5
least.
to 10.
But
yeah,
they
it's
even
just
the
don't
big.
90s.
But
That's true,
some
yeah.
casts are more harmonious, and they're able to bring them together. Or maybe it's just that the writing isn't coming together as much for these.
I think it's that. I think something's wrong with this writing. I don't know what. I know some writers that were hired. Kind of. They don't really know me, but I've seen them perform. They've been on the same shows as me. That counts, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Sam J, get your shit together. No, I'm just kidding.
But I mean, just because they've had large casts in the past doesn't mean that it works for every group of people. So
Yeah.
this people, I just think that it might be better not as large and better writing. of
I
course.
feel like they've had the same amount of cast for. Oh, I don't think it's a difference with amount. If anything, I'm kind of glad because there's more women now. When it used to be a boys' club for a very long
long
time.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with
Yeah.
that.
And now they have
absolutely.
diverse. It's not just white men and women either,
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So at least
We're
and
getting
one
there.
black guy,
Well, I'd be interested too to see like the ratio of like how many sketches are making it to air that
Yeah.
cast are writing or that writers are writing too.
Yeah.
And then also too, a lot of writers have cast members that they like to write for.
Sure.
And so I mean like if say someone who really loved writing for Vanessa, now Vanessa's gone, like having trouble like finding their
Yeah.
next kind of muse or whoever they're writing for.
Yeah.
But like you said, those things that behind the scenes that we don't see.
Yeah.
That would be interesting to know.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see. And I think they hired a lot more writers than usual this season, right?
I think so, yeah.
So that could be a thing.
Oh.
But we'll never know. We'll never know.
It's also the beginning, so let's stay hopeful.
Yeah. Episode 6 though. That's
Yeah, I'm just being overly
nice. You're being
Good try.
you're
I'm
being
trying
great.
to be nice and it's failing because I'm not naturally nice.
Hey, you're doing way better than me. Next up, the White House press conference. It's just 80s moment to shine, basically. Great
Yeah.
makeup. That's what
Yeah.
I was like. What?
I wrote that down. I think the highlight of the episode for me was the wigs and makeup. They
Yeah.
have really
costumes.
improved.
For
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
80 Bryant killed it.
Yeah.
But I still think her writing wasn't, I think they were reaching for something because with Spicer, he's a character in itself. So they don't need to really reach for lines. He gives it to them.
Yeah.
She is boring and a liar too, so there is stuff to talk about, but she's not interesting.
Well, she's weird. Though.
Yeah,
she
she's
is
weird.
a weird character.
But
and I
she
think they're
killed
taking
it.
that and heightening it.
Yeah.
She killed it. I love the song, but then I think they could have cut it shorter and left it at like maybe the second clip of her doing the video and just ending it, because
Or went crazier faster. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it was like at first you were wondering, why is she confident? Oh, she's just saying crazy stuff. That's why.
Yeah.
But it took a while to get to that.
Yeah.
It almost felt like two different sketches were going on for
Yeah.
a while, and then once you realized that it was like, oh yeah, she says crazy things, then it's like, yeah, I'm a boss, I'm gonna say whatever I want to.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But I did think that like the writing for it, as far as like how she is in those press conferences, was spot on. Like in the way that 80 did that. But yeah, like the song I think could have been funnier. I loved though, history is a bottle filled with time and horses.
Yeah, her
Or
the
the
way
tax
her
plan,
husk in her voice is so perfect. I saw some people saying they were fat shaming her. I'm like, you guys are just picking.
How?
I was like, that would mean that they're fat shaming Queen 80 Bryant, and that would not be happening.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
get that. I saw that. I'm like, you guys are reaching so hard because that was the last thing.
Like the whole point is that she was being confident,
Exactly.
like with herself and her
she
body
did look
and everything
great.
about
Yeah.
her.
She
So,
did
yeah.
look great for Sarah Huckabee Sanders. You're welcome, Sarah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No kidding.
She's a hotter Sarah Huckabee.
The Huck.
80 Bryant, the new hot Huck.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Elizabeth, do you have anything to add to it?
Well, I love the skit.
Yeah.
I did. I love the skit, and particularly because Huckabee is just so weird and so freaky. So I'm glad that they did that. And I'd love to see 80 Bryant, because the cast
Yeah.
is so large, you don't get to see a lot of people. I thought she looked great. And yeah, it could have been, a little tighter for sure. But compared to the rest of the show, I thought this was one of the better skits.
Yeah, I agree. Because at first, when I was watching it, I'm like, that's it? That's all you... But after watching the whole episode, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess.
Job, 80. Woo. Yeah.
But
Taped stuff is there's always a save in those too, because they're just so freaking well done.
Yeah.
That it's like, even if it's not the best writing, or if you didn't think it was the funniest thing, like they're just put together so well now.
Agreed.
What I did like about this is I think we're going to see a lot more of the Huck, because Huckabee is out there, of course, as press secretary, saying stupid, wild,
Yeah.
erroneous things all the time. So I think they're going to have time to work with this and really tighten it up. And that was my hope, is that I can see that this has promise and it's just going to get better.
Fingers crossed.
Right.
You know what? Let's just throw this one out the window. The ad cancel awards dinner, Martin Hamill, just being offensive stuff. Like, even I was like, that's not funny, right? All this stuff. No way, that's gay, and then waking up with Kenan. Yeah, that's a bad decision,
Yeah.
but not because he's a guy. It's because it's Kenan.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate-
Amen. Amen.
I did not know that you two were...
Oh, I hate. Yeah,
Kenan
It's
haters.
like we should probably talk to someone about it. How much we
Yeah.
It sounds like... It sounds,
I've ended friendships because they were fans of Kenan.
Why do you
No.
like Kenan so much?
Have you watched the last 25 years of
7,000
S?
seasons.
Yes, but that doesn't mean I hate Kenan.
Oh God, watch him and then have to. I don't know. He's not good. That's all. There's no
Pure
reason other than he's just terrible. But just like this sketch.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of the Ad Council Awards dinner?
It bummed me out because structurally it was great.
Yeah.
They identified the game very quickly.
Right.
There were 3 clear and concise beats. It had one button, like one little tag at the end. It escalated well in the first 2. And then how is midgets more offensive than... Sorry, midgets, but that was probably bad. But
It's okay.
I think
Small
the
people.
escalation, we're just like, which is the worst kind of offensive? But yeah, I think they did good escalating at first, and then it evened out. But structurally, it was a really, really good sketch. It just...
Jokes are not funny.
Yeah.
It was
Okay,
just like,
hold
oh,
up.
we get it. They're offensive.
Who do you think wrote that?
I have no idea. There's
Okay.
so many.
I
writers.
think Larry David wrote it. And this is what I was saying before, where it just felt out of touch.
I
The
don't
only
think the
person-
host writes really any of the sketches.
You don't think they influence?
I don't think he wrote the. Like, I feel like he would.
Okay,
Sometimes
this-
they'll come with characters, like Melissa McCarthy, because she was a Groundlings
Right,
alum. Like,
sure.
she'll come with a character idea, but then they'll still flesh it out with a writer.
Because this,
usually.
to me, felt like his monologue. In that someone...
Well, I don't think he wrote that monologue though.
Oh, you don't?
Yeah, that's no way. That's Larry David's writing.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think he.
I don't know.
that like character based.
You think he would do someone else's?
That's
writing
that's
for the
what
monologue?
SNL is.
No.
You're a host.
No. I think he wrote that monologue.
He doesn't. He's not a comic. He doesn't really. Well,
Larry David, if you're out there, weigh in.
Yes, right. Weigh in.
Also, he was hired as a writer for SNL and was fired. So I'm pretty sure
maybe-
he doesn't want to.
Well, so it seems like those jokes were for a certain age and Larry David's age. So I just felt out of touch. I don't think it was poorly structured, and I don't think it was necessarily not funny, but I think it was only funny for a certain kind of people who lived through those PSs.
Well, I think it was
Yes.
like you were saying, Amy, it was a good idea, and
Yeah.
I got the point. I think it's just comparing now and then in terms of like colloquialism or whatever the word is.
What was
You did
PC?
it.
But about how like much and I think that it was a kind of positive thing in terms of how we've changed our campaigns, ad campaigns, commercials, the way we talk about everything is a lot better. But it was offensive, and it just wasn't done right. But another positive, 80 Bryant's facial expressions were clutch. That's the only time I've laughed, because she was like exactly how I looked. That's how she was like,
Those reactions.
That was the whole point. It wasn't to be offensive. It was to show how offensive everybody was and how far we've come.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I thought it sort of hit that.
I
didn't
think
hit
the ads,
sketch.
the writing in the ads could have been funnier, because the way the ads looked, like you said, were perfect.
I like
those PSAs of like, hey man, be cool. Like they were, the way that they acted it, and
Even
everything
the
was
fonts
great,
and
but-
everything?
That's true. That's true.
But just-
the like VHS like line going down.
Yeah.
Dare-esque.
Yeah.
Yep. Baby Step. This is what we played earlier, in case you guys
our feature song.
are still watching, hopefully. I liked when I first started watching it, I was just in to watch this crazy video. The cutaways kind of, I don't know if I liked the cutaways or not. I don't know if it helped. I get it at the end. I like it, in the end, it just showed that was the whole joke. Oh, you're dressed like a baby just to. How long have you been at SNL? That's the joke.
I like that punchline, but I
Yeah.
don't necessarily think he needed to have the pauses in the song to show that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He still could. That was true, though. I feel like a lot of the comedians are coming out, like you were saying, that's SNL, where they're not really in control all the time. So that was funny. But
They could have even like made the video like the song wackier, and then maybe Larry walk in at the end being like, "That's it." What, like maybe him hearing it? I don't know. But what did you guys think?
Yeah, I think something did go wrong with it being so like cut up by those moments with Larry. I thought the first one was great, because I was just like, oh, that's really funny. Like, he's like, no, I'm not doing this stupid sketch. But then I think it almost would have served better if this wasn't a music video, if it was something else where they were just doing like something like really weird, like with the diapers and stuff. But then it wouldn't like ruin the flow so much. So again, I almost felt like it was two different sketches going on, where the joke at the end was funny, but I would have rather just see how this music video was going to play out as a sketch, and then have something else where it is like that weird crazy thing, and the joke of like, oh my god, how long do you have to be on SNL before you can like, not do something this dumb?
I also loved how old am I? This many. And I love stupid stuff like that.
I hated this. This was like the rock bottom of the whole show for me. And from here, I was like, okay, you can barely keep my attention. Like this, just I didn't like it at all.
I still always do like their digital shorts, because I think that it is cool to see what they get to be a little wackier than they would, and more production, more studio time. And I love the names. I think it was
Baby Snatch,
Baby Snatch, Soft Spot, Heavy Diaper, and Onesie. And I thought all of them were actually pretty good rappers. Miley kind of gave me PTSD to her horrible culture vulture 23 Jordan stage. But I mean, they were still good at it. I mean, they were good at it, so it was enjoyable in that sense. And if you actually listen to the lyrics, it was funny. There was a metaphor going on. It was funny, but
the song was the best. Like you could, if you weren't so into the joke, but just like the music and keeping to the beat and everything was fine. But I didn't think it was that funny that you would have this really stupid skit, and then you're making fun of, oh God, you have to do stupid skits on SNL. Well, if we all know it's stupid, then you should cut it and edit it and save time and write something better. I didn't like it. Yeah.
I just want to say, of course we know Chris Redd's a great rapper. Have you seen Popstar? Come on.
Thank you. You're so right.
Drinking
You're so right.
Drink.
Miley Cyrus will do both of her things. Great voice. The first
great
song,
voice.
I was like, whoa, all right, she's back.
Yeah.
There was one lyric.
Yeah, it was.
Pretty much, yeah.
She's, but that's, music is
I feel
not
like
good
this
anymore.
is the best she's ever looked at.
That's it. A blanket statement.
That
Music in
is
general. Not
2017
good.
music. This is the best she's ever looked and sounded, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
She
I
does
feel
look
like
great, yeah.
she's finally her.
That's nice.
I don't think it needed to take all of the other stages. I do, though, respect her journey. I think she still needs to work on some things. But musically, I think she's really on point. She looked
Yeah.
amazing.
At least she hasn't lost that. Like she went a little bit loopy for a little bit with all that "We Can't Stop" or whatever. But it has. Many musicians have gotten worse and then never gotten back from that.
No,
She just like tripped and was like, "Oh, I'm back." Liam, you're back with me? Cool. Yay.
I agree. No, she's done a lot of great stuff.
Yeah.
Since then.
Yeah, totally agree. She sounded amazing. And I think we were talking about it, was it the last show? But I brought that up again where, like, right after she got back from Crazy Town, and, like, one of her first appearances she did was as musical guest on SNL, and she did those, like, super stripped-down versions.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, oh, damn,
Yeah.
that's
She
right.
can
She can sing.
sing.
We forgot.
Yeah.
And she was being crazy. How good
Yeah.
she is.
This
So-
is her 5th appearance, I did read. She did break the record. Or
Five
not,
Timers Club?
9.9 million views, 5 Timers Club. Yeah, so I think for singers who have come back, she broke the record.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah, so congrats.
Also, props to her. I thought she was good in Price is Right. I liked how she. We didn't mention her that much, so I want to say good job.
Yeah.
And then what else was she in?
Baby
Baby Steps. And
Baby
then,
Steps.
Was there anything else?
I think that was
All right. Well, whatever. Great job, Miley. Keep crushing it. Update. What did you guys think of Update?
It's my favorite part always.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I like
too.
that they're still just kind of letting them go. I feel like this is where they have the most freedom at this point, is for writing update jokes.
Yeah.
And Che really like fueling a lot of it is just so good. But I don't know why it made me laugh so much. One of my favorites was, we're sending this guy to Asia, and they show the clip of him going.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, what could go wrong?
That was great.
Yeah, I thought Michael Che was great. He had some.
Yeah.
I love when he was like, "I'm sick and tired of seeing the president of the United States have breakdowns on social media like Tyrese." Because I don't know if you guys have seen this. I do feel bad making fun of this, but it's true. It's like so crazy. I feel like they're the voice of America, the Weekend Update. Because they make it funny, but they're also like very realistic,
Yeah.
and right on
Yeah.
point about everything that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
At some point, he even says, like, you're a public servant, act like it.
Yeah.
You know, he
Yeah.
wasn't joking at all. He was just
Yeah.
calling it
Yeah.
out. Like, this is what public servants do. They don't get on Twitter. They actually stand up and, do their job and listen to us and act like a public servant.
Put on your baggy suit.
Yeah.
Put on your
Yeah.
baggy suit.
I do think they're getting sometimes too serious, but I guess like since the rest of the episode is so wacky, you kind of got to reel it in and be like, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Highlights though, I did like the characters brought in. The
Yeah.
Trump brothers.
The Fun
the
Dip was
sons.
great.
Oh
What
my
was
God.
great. And then
I loved
Heidi
the-
Gardner.
She was
Yeah.
fantastic as
Yes.
every boxer's girlfriend.
That was
Yeah.
like her
She was
first
great.
I feel like moment to shine.
And she
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second.
Oh yeah,
My sisters.
the like really awful
with
child
Gal
on,
Gadot. You weren't there.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, when she was on the talk show and
That
she was
was
like
funny.
the awful kid.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah.
in like a Montel Williams style.
And she
show.
was great
Yeah.
in that, but she was so good in this. I feel like this
Yeah.
is going to be a reoccurring
Yeah,
character.
this is going to come back.
Yeah.
It's such a great concept because there are so many boxing movies and stuff, and that's what they do.
That's
And
the
it
girlfriend.
is. That's-
yeah.
Totally.
I almost
Every
thought it was
time.
going to be Cecily because all of her Weekend Update characters have really long names.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, cool, this is going to be Cecily. But I was so happy to see her in this.
Yeah.
And I think the place that this character shines too is like in the specificity of it.
Yeah.
Saying, like, I know, I've worked at a lot of bars. Like, she's just like those little like random nuggets
Yeah.
of things
Yeah.
that you're like, oh my God, yeah, they do always work at
I'm
bars.
going to my sisters. I'm always going to my sisters.
Yeah,
It's
that
great.
runner was perfect.
Yeah, it's great.
She's like, did you hear that, Colin? I'll be
Yeah.
at my sister's, okay? He was great in that. I love how
yeah.
serious he was. Like, yeah, I hear everything you're saying.
Right here.
Leslie coming back. I watched the last game of the World Series, and I actually agree with Leslie. Like, there are good-looking guys in baseball. Is that why I mostly watched the game? Like, what kept my attention? Yes, like those butts.
Guilty as charged.
You know?
Yeah.
Did she know she was gonna get the stuff? She had to have known.
I
right?
thought she knew.
The swag.
I thought she knew. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I
almost
think
didn't
so.
seem like it at first, but then you
Yeah.
could tell that there was some scripted stuff after.
Yeah.
But I was thinking the same. I was
Yeah.
like, she is very giddy right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And when he sat on her lap,
Oh my
that
God.
was
She was
so-
practically groping him, which I'm not going to do to you. But she was like rubbing his tummy.
Yeah.
She got all up in there.
She did.
She's fun. Like, I don't know. How do you guys feel about her always coming back on Update? Anybody?
You know, I
Amy?
like to see her this time. So sorry. I like
No,
to
go
see
for
her this time because she seemed really happy.
She's always happy though, and
No,
it's like,
sometimes it's like
where's the
forced
jokes?
happy. Yeah, no, I get you. I feel you. She was just having such a good time with
Yeah.
those three guys that I liked seeing this. Was it funny? I don't know. Not
I
really.
did like that at the end, like her just being herself with the
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
But the introduction and talking about baseball and everything, I feel like it's just, let's just bring Leslie on and just wing it kind of thing.
That's why I was glad
yeah.
that they came in at the end, because as soon as it started, I was like, cool, she's going to talk about how hot baseball players are. Yeah, I get it. Baseball players are friggin' hot.
Yeah.
I know. But, like,
Yeah.
it's not, again, like, it's the jokes never seem to come. It's like, she's one of those comics who it's like, the louder I get, the funnier I'll be. And I'm like,
Yeah.
cool, yeah, like, the babies think that that's funny and stuff, and, like, hard Ks. Yeah, things like that are funny, but, like, you also have to have jokes in there, too.
I agree. Steph, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I think that SNL right now is there's such a diverse type of comedy with each of the comedians, and so I think that they want to showcast each of them, but are it almost seems forced sometimes. And I think Leslie's one of them, where it's like they haven't exactly found how to make her really shine, what jokes are going to be great for her, instead of just keeping her in that like angry yelling role or the loud role, whatever it is. So I did like it. I enjoyed that. I thought it was cute and funny, and I like when they bring out the teams after they win stuff.
Yeah.
So I liked it, but I agree with you guys.
Cool. We're all right.
We're all correct.
Lincoln, hi, fresh takes. Who says beefed when they say fart? Like, I was very confused. I was like, did he shit himself or did he fart? What is beefed?
You just spent the rest of the sketch like,
Yeah. The whole time I'm just like not paying attention to the sketch, being like,
Googling what is beef.
Did you mean to do a Jerry Seinfeld impression when you said that just now?
No.
What is beef?
what is beef? What's the deal with beef?
Ask Larry Sanders.
Yeah. Did love Mr. B, Larry David, being really creepy, knowing about Daniel famously hates condoms. I did laugh a lot at that.
I did not like this. I thought there were some funny parts, but it reminded me of Mean Girls, of the sex ed creepy teacher.
Oh.
And I was like, it's just a little too creepy and realistic.
Yeah. What did you?
You can't do better than this. That's what I thought. And I really lost my attention. Like, not you guys.
I was like, wait, you're a fan of it?
I like halfway through, I was like, I gotta boil eggs, right? Or I gotta go like make coffee or something. I mean, it was really hard for me to stay with the whole sketch.
Yeah.
So I don't even have much to say because I was like, next. This won't do it for me.
I think there wasn't a game.
Right.
There was no game. It was the whole point of a sketch is taking a situation and say, here's the situation, but then this happened.
What if?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. The creepy teacher
Yes.
was what happened, but it happened halfway through the sketch.
Right.
And it was just creepy at like times. So again,
Yeah.
like you said, there were funny lines in it, but there was no game to it. There
No
was
explore and heighten. It
Yeah,
just was going
it
nowhere.
was just like, here's kids doing a show, and yeah, it looked like kids doing a show.
Yeah.
Congrats, but you need jokes in there now too.
Like, they used to do Wake Up Wakefield. Remember that with Maya
Yeah.
Rudolph and was it
Yeah.
Rachel Drash?
Yeah.
Sheldon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
That was the whole bit, was she's in love with Jimmy Fallon. And like that was a great like morning news sketch for kids.
Yeah.
How about you just do that? Just the same jokes, different cast members, you know?
That's the thing, because literally that wasn't it was characters. They
Yeah.
didn't even do characters in this one.
No.
Yeah.
They were just kids.
Because they're like, oh, I got a young face. Cool, let's put a wig on. I'm going to be a
Right.
kid.
Yeah.
Nice.
It just felt like it was an idea. No one had time to really write it or work it into something, and it had to go on because it was Saturday, and so it went on, even though it wasn't really ready.
That's the entire episode.
I feel that way too. Yeah, the entire
Episodes like this, I'm like, God, what did they cut from Dress? If
Right?
This is what made
Yeah.
Ugh. Vincent got married to I don't know, Cecily's character.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's just like the other character that Cecily has that does the bubbles thing.
Candace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Candace.
Bubbles.
I really didn't get this either.
What I liked about it was Larry's enthusiasm.
And his costume.
Yeah, the wig was so funny.
Okay, the chest hair, that really was the whole scene.
Yeah.
Because it was the right shade. They had like matched their chest hair.
Oh, I didn't look that deep.
Oh my God, you couldn't
no,
miss
just
it.
kidding.
It was like a reddish brown. So it was so good. And then he was cracking up. That was fun to see.
Yeah, I
love
yeah,
that.
I like when they break.
Yeah.
I kept rewinding to be like, why did he break? Why did he break? We'll never know.
Yeah,
Not
I
even
think it's
sure.
because I was writing that down. I think it's because he couldn't talk about power bottoms.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
He like couldn't finish that line, and
With that, yeah.
I just like to hear. I didn't really need to know. I just like when they
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
Yeah.
crack.
It's
Yeah.
funny. I feel like the most epic like breaks always come from like nothing that's even that
know.
funny.
Yeah.
Rachel Dratch, the famous Debbie Downer one, where she just
Yeah.
could
Oh
not get
my-
it together.
Yeah.
Nothing really. It
Yeah.
wasn't like in the middle of anything. I think like the sound or something just got her, and she just lost it. I
Well,
feel like the same thing
yeah.
happened to him. Like
Yeah.
once it starts,
You can't
I-
stop, yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember the Lovers one where Will Ferrell would like tickle Jimmy
Oh,
Fallon in the
yeah,
hot tub.
in the hot tub. That one, I was
So
just
good.
thinking about that. It's one of my favorites
Yeah,
of all time.
that was the whole thing. Like, I think Jimmy and Horatio would always try and get each other to laugh, or Will Ferrell would just try and get both of them to laugh.
well, he because once he had them, he would just start pushing and
Yeah.
Yes, right.
pushing.
Would
like-
not give up.
God, so
Yeah.
fun. I wish they would break more often nowadays, but you
Just put
know,
Leslie in a sketch.
that's true. But like, she's not funny when she breaks.
She just messes it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wrote, I just liked seeing him have fun. That
Yeah.
was my one note. In Power Bottoms.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything else to add with Vinny getting married?
I think we needed more from her too, just because him describing her was funny, but it's always kind of like those like it's not really like a show don't tell because like she would still be talking, but I would like to hear her perspective on it a little bit more too.
Yeah.
Rather than him just talking about it, even though it was fun watching him be that excitable. But I was happy they brought in the performance at the end.
Yeah.
I was like, please have her do something because she can't just sit there
Yeah,
and talk like
I
someone
agree.
like that.
I like the gay famous thing.
Kept saying it.
There were no stakes. And so because of that, there was nothing that was coming, again, Explore and Heighten. There was nothing.
Yeah.
So it didn't go anywhere because it was only half-baked. It was just a snapshot in time, but nothing really funny or...
Yeah, they're just like, let's put Larry David in a wig and see what happens.
Yeah.
There we go, right. Yeah.
And give him some chest hair. My cousin CJ, the last sketch of the night. My favorite sketch.
I agree completely.
Oh. 3-1, huh? You're
I thought it was so funny and spot on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because it's such like, well, that's what Good Neighbor does. I
Yeah.
used to not like them, but this sketch, I just love when they do weird parodies of sitcoms because that's how
Yes.
they act in sitcoms.
The lines were exactly like that, corny, exactly what you would
Yeah.
think. They try to always have a message.
The 90s sitcom beats
Yeah,
where
like
it does the same
yes,
thing.
the cuts,
Yeah.
everything, the facial expressions, the slow movements. I love that. I
Yeah.
love that, and I am a huge Kyle Mooney fan.
Oh, yeah.
I think he is so funny, but I think that SNL struggles to get him in the right type of things, and this is perfect, where it's
Yeah.
awkward,
Yeah.
but funny awkward.
Yes.
This is a sketch that I feel like they wrote. Because that's
Yeah.
what Kyle Mooney and Beck Bennett do Good Neighbor with somebody else. I don't know who.
Well, the third guy's a writer.
Yeah,
right? When they got hired as cast members, he got hired as a.
I think so. Or
no,
Lonely
he-
Island. You're
I'm thinking
confused.
of Lonely Island.
Yeah.
No, the writer I think is working on a Comedy Central show. I can't remember what. I remember they
okay.
all got booked at the same time.
Oh,
But yeah,
cool.
maybe
Well,
that's
that's
it.
good.
I just love because this is what they're so smart because they lower the stakes and it makes it way like watch my fish.
Yeah, yeah.
So funny.
While we go for a bike ride, we need someone to watch.
And
the
it's
fish.
snowing out and then there's
Okay, the only thing...
dinosaur. What?
Please let me set you
Yeah.
straight. Okay, so the only funny thing about this was that they would cut to a dinosaur, or they would cut with a dog eating a baby's ice cream. So clearly they would do these push screens to show the passage of time with like something that's totally relevant.
yeah.
Okay, the whole joke is so old, and I felt that. That's why I feel Larry David's presence on this entire show. Like all of his Jewish jokes and Quasimodo, those are old. We've all heard them a gazillion times, and maybe the words are different, but that kind of joke has been done so much. Making fun of sitcoms made in the 1970s, that's as old as the hills. We all know that joke. That joke has been done a million times.
But it never gets old, right, guys?
Well, does anyone ever get stabbed in the end?
Yeah.
That's the joke. Is that they're playing on how anticlimactic sitcoms are.
Yeah,
that's the joke.
But that's what's fun about. I don't know.
We've seen that joke before.
I think there's so many, it's from the Blake Snyder book, from Save the Cat. He talks about it in screenplays. It's
I love that
the
book.
same but different.
Yeah.
And this,
Yes.
This didn't feel different to me.
I think it did because the way that they had like Larry David heightening in it with just like throwing the chair but not really caring about it, and then the fact that it did, at first you were just like, okay, what are they going to parody in this? You knew it was going to be from a 90s sitcom, but you weren't really sure what. And then once he just kept drinking, and the words that they would use, like you said, the phrasing of it, like, I think he is addicted.
Yeah.
And you're like, no,
We've got a problem.
I also love that he's like that's his cousin CJ. It's an old man.
Yeah.
with a hat.
plays the guitar.
Playing
in the
guitar. That part when he broke the goldfish, I died. It was great.
The structure of it, of every episode that they ever did, like that Saved by the Bell when Jesse was on pills, or like anything like that, within 22 minutes, they like get hooked on something, and then they go through like the 12 stages, and then they do, like, so it's all the beats of it were just
and they
perfect.
had the right commitment too. Like, I feel like everybody was on the same level of like, they know this type of like tone of
Yes.
Maybe the thing is, coming from Chicago, maybe I've just seen too much Second City. I'm pretty sure I've seen this sketch. Different people were playing it, and the exact words were different. But this, like, make fun of a sitcom and how stupid they are and how slow they move and how there are no stakes. And I've seen it all. None of this was new or funny to me. I don't know.
All right. Well, we loved it. So
I just loved that he stabbed him in the end.
Kyle, we love him, but Elizabeth wants you to get rid of him.
So sorry. I loved it. It was like Full House. That's how Full House makes you feel. Every like,
Did you
the music segues?
Did you watch a lot of 90s sitcoms?
I've watched a lot of TV over the years. I
Well,
mean, yeah,
but
70s, 80s, 90s. Yeah, these. I mean, TV. Just before we had all the options we have now, this is how TV was, and so.
Well, because like I feel like we grew up with like Full Houses and like that was a big part. So that's why it's like funny to see somebody make fun of something that we know really well, even though we've seen it already. But the twist is like you said, nobody stabs somebody at the end.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want to make you like it.
I'm
That's
sorry. I'm so sorry, but I do love Pop Star, and it's one of my very favorite movies. So there's that.
That's right.
One win.
All right. Overall, you know what? Never watch this episode again. That's how I feel about it. What do you guys think about it?
Yeah, I agree. It wasn't good. The good thing is costumes and wigs, I'm a huge wig fan, are getting better, and I'm excited about that. And there's some characters I am excited about that I hope they bring back. But all in all, it just seemed really hit and miss, where sometimes the lines were good, the story wasn't good.
Yeah.
Where the story was good, the lines weren't good. So hopefully sometime there's a connection with all of that.
Yeah.
80, Rockstar U. Heidi, Rockstar U. And Kate, Rockstar U. Possum, sister, Possum, girlfriend, and the Huck.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
I think
points.
you like you said, it just never all came together, which is a really good point, and that's why it was so hit or miss. Like, and I just think just from the beginning, it just felt off. Like it felt like it was maybe a rushed week or something.
That's what it felt like. Yeah.
Because
Why does this always happen when they come back? Like this happened last time too,
true,
right?
yeah.
And it's like you've had time.
Yeah.
You've had weeks.
I guess
you
that's
didn't
like
use it.
after winter break, and the teachers are like, "You guys should be on. Like, you just had a month. It's like, no one wants to be here."
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, until next time, you guys. Hey, Amy, where can we find you on the internet?
Hey, Kelly, you can find me on the internet at Amy Maestri.
You can find me on the internet at Dinner Party CHGO, Instagram, and Twitter. And I just interviewed Mark Maron and Ray Romano. They were a lot funnier than what you saw last night. So go check those out on the dinnerparty.tv.
I'm Steph Sabraw. You can follow me on IG and Twitter at Steph Sabraw, and I cannot wait for next week. Tiffany Haddish is gonna.
Yeah, Tiffany and
fingers crossed.
Yeah, Tiffany Haddish and Taylor Swift next week. One of them we're really excited for. The other one can, if she gets killed, I wouldn't be.
Snake.
Yeah.
Hashtag snake.
Team Tweet.
I'm Kelly McInerney. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HollyWeirdo. That's it. See you next time, guys. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.